Now here is yet another short story that completely backs up why if your wife brings up an open marriage, open relationship, it's over. End it with her right there on the spot. And if you don't, you can suffer the consequences or suffer the pains of your poor decision making down the road. And for two big reasons. Number one, she doesn't love you. No woman that ever loves their guy is ever going to want to do that to him. And number two, she's already cheating. She's already has somebody else in mind. Or two, she's already physically cheating, and probably worse yet, in your own house. And also, this story backs up how you could think you know a girl forever, and then she pulls this bait and switch nonsense once you put a ring on her finger. A lot of guys out there will look for guys that are the nice guy provider types, the types they would never date in college or high school, but they want to marry and get a ring on their finger. They rope them in, they put on the act, and then they spring this on them. And this guy learns the hard way. Title: Wife was bringing boyfriend and having sex in our bedroom. He says here, "Hello, I'm new here, so sorry for anything that does not make any sense. My wife and I have been together for 5 years and got married 6 months ago. It was an expensive wedding. I tried to give her the wedding of her dreams." Smack! We know what that means. We spent about $50,000 for 75 guests. Smack, smack, smack. She had your number, dude. When you probably say we, I'm sure you meant me. She probably spent about $600 out of that $75,000 for $50,000 for 75 guests. That $50,000 can be used towards a down payment on a house or practical things. But she wanted that big wedding, and you were all too accommodating. But she obviously didn't know. Now watch how she repays him. 2 months ago, we bought our first home for $530,000. Prior to us getting married, we used to do the same job, but this year I decided to pursue more education to increase my earning. Okay, so he's now he gave her that ridiculously expensive wedding, bought a house right away. I don't know where they live, but hopefully it's a nice one. And now he's going to go back to school while he's working to, it sounds like he's going to do more education while he's working. And watch how she repays him. She was supportive and things were going well until she started complaining that I don't spend time with her. And out of nowhere, she said she wanted me to open up the relationship so she can be satisfied somewhere else. There you go. 3 months. A few months into the marriage, she's already bringing up open marriage. This guy is trying to better the situation, better their marriage by seeking further education, probably working and then doing the education on the side at night, weekends, and all that. And, oh, you're not paying enough attention to me, so I want some side sausage. Yeah, thanks a lot, loving wife. After everything he's done, he thought he knew her. Goodbye, it's over, we're done. And hey, you can get an annulment because it's less than a year. But no, he doesn't do that. I decline, as this to me seems like she was looking for a pass to cheat. That's exactly what she was doing, dude, and you should have ended it right then and there. Over the past 3 months, she's been acting strangely and has decreased any form of intimacy. I became suspicious and I started digging. She became more protective of her cell phone, and by the way, we never used to have any cell phone privacy. She uses my phone and I used her phone with no restrictions. Okay, typical, stereotypical situation. The SEX slows down dramatically or comes to a screeching halt. All of a sudden, the gal who had the open phone policy was guarding her phone the way Gollum guarded the freaking ring in Lord of the Rings. You get the point. These are classic signs. She's cheating on him. She's like, okay, you don't want to agree to the open marriage, I'll just cheat on you. I was able to get a hold of her old Apple Watch that she no longer uses and checked all of her messages. She's been seeing someone from her new job, and every time I've gone to school, this guy will come over and F my wife in my bed. So it's bad enough she brought that up and she's cheating, but she actually makes it even worse by having him come to their house that he paid for, or I guarantee he paid for, and effing her in his bed. This sounds to me like she's deliberately punishing the guy, has disdain for him. The guy knows all the rooms in our house. He will ask my wife to send him naked selfies at 2 o'clock in the morning while I'm asleep, and she'll go downstairs and take naked pictures of herself and sends them to him. So this guy clearly she perceives as an alpha, and he's doing whatever he wants. And again, to add insult to injury, because she wants to punish her husband, because she no doubt obviously sees him as weak, gets out of bed, does that at 2 o'clock in the morning. She loves the thrill of the affair and all that. She is a piece of garbage. And if he would have saved himself all this suffering, A, if he didn't marry her, and B, ended it right there on the spot when she brought this up. This backs up my point. Today I found out the guy planned on coming over as soon as I'm going to school. Their messages were filled with sexting and naked photos of my wife. I took screenshot of all the conversations for my divorce case and have moved out of the house. Well, good for you, man. Get all the evidence. But depending where you live and the laws of the land, you leaving the house may come back to haunt you. They may see that as abandonment, so be careful. While I confronted her, she couldn't say anything. It's amazing. Now she's silent. The ironic thing is, this guy that she's effing in my house, in my bed, is also in a relationship. That's not ironic. That's usually very typical. What legal actions can I take against this guy for doing adultery or any other legal action? For my wife, I have an appointment with my divorce attorney tomorrow. I live in Virginia. This has been the worst day of my life, and I'm still crying while typing this. Any advice will be appreciated. Well, bro, I am very sorry this is happening to you. Really, you don't deserve this, and all the other guys don't deserve this. But you screwed up royally when she brought up the idea of open marriage, and you didn't end it right there on the spot. But I'm willing to bet you, well, let me rephrase that. I guarantee you through her actions that she is far less into the relationship than you are. In other words, you were more into the relationship. You probably saw her as the prize to marry her, and that's why you did. Why you gave her that lavish, expensive wedding, bought her that house immediately, all these things because you wanted to show your lady how much you cared and blah, 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 blah. And that's how you're being treated. It's over. And you made that mistake, but you know what? You're not married that long, 6 months. Talk to your lawyer. He'll probably tell you can probably get an annulment. And depending where you live, you said Virginia, I believe that's an at-fault divorce state, so that cheating and all the records you have will help you. But as for anything you do to him, I don't know if they have the alienation of affection law, I think that's what it's called, towards him. I don't know if that goes in Virginia. So, and that's what you do, and end it with her. And listen to your lawyer. If your lawyer says stay in the house with her because that will make things look better for you, do it. And work on yourself, exercise, go to the gym, spend time with people that care. And no matter what, if things don't look like it's going to work out for her, she's going to cry and beg and try to get you to change your mind. Don't do it. Once a cheater, always a cheater. You cannot be with her. End it. Move on. And I'm guessing you're probably pretty young. You got your whole life ahead of you. And you can learn from this, hopefully. Now some comments here. One guy says here, keep all the evidence. Virginia is an at-fault divorce state, meaning her cheating is going to cost her big time. When she finds this out, be prepared for her begging to get you to come back, especially if her favorite partner won't leave his relationship. She's going to beg and plead, I guarantee, if she can't move on to somebody else. Another one. This is from a woman. Now listen to this. This woman says, it's devastating to lose 5 years with someone. I just lost 7 out of the blue. Yep, husband left me for his mistress. It hurts and it's horrible, but the money you spent on the wedding and house is just money. You can get more later. Very typical of most women to say something like, women and Democrats seem to think that money just grows on trees and no big deal. And yes, he can make it back in time, but that's still 50 grand he spent on the wedding and then the money he put on the down payment of the house. Now, hopefully he'll get the house, or he'll have to probably split they just bought the house. They're going to have to split whatever equity they have in the house, but still, he may have to buy her out. I don't know, but hopefully it works out in his favor. For now, just be glad you didn't spend 5 more years with someone who's literally incompatible with the incapable of marriage. Another guy says here, even though Virginia is an at-fault state, it does not recognize alienation of affection that would have hurt the wife's affair partner. Best you can do at this time is let the affair partner know about his affair and report them to HR department at their workplace. There you go. Possibly getting them both fired from their jobs. You didn't lose a treasure, but a worthless cheater who couldn't support her husband and could have given her a better future. You're upset now, but you'll find a better spouse in the future after you are done with your school. So focus on yourself and your classes and become someone you'll be proud of, and your soon-to-be ex will regret losing you one day. She's going to regret losing you because of your income and you doting on her immediately. But do not go back to her. She's going to beg and plead. Don't do it. And I don't know if it's a good idea to try to get her fired by mentioning this to her job, because then next thing you know, she doesn't have a job. You got a job, and that could be difficult with you in terms of the divorce settlement, alimony, and all that. So be careful. But anyhow, there you go, guys. Another one proving. She brings up the open marriage. End it right there on the spot. Or if you are not married, but you have a girlfriend or a fiance, like in the story I did yesterday, she brings it up, it's over. And even if everybody tells you you're nuts, your family, your friends, all that, saying she just brought it up, meant nothing. Bullshit. It meant everything. And I guarantee you'll find proof. End it, walk away. Don't be like this poor guy.